I'm GeoDav, and in this set of videos what I'm hoping to do is guide the hobbyists through a, let's say, as simple as possible to follow set of videos on how to get a static mesh with a reasonable texture setup into Unreal Tournament. Can be used for Unreal Engine 4, but you'd have to do a little bit more work, because what we're going to do is take a static mesh. I'll show you the sorts of layouts that you might want to use as for the UVs. I'm going to show how to set up, let me just pull this up, let's see, where is it, box, I should have named it something else. Just right click on there, find in content browser. Now here's my lovely texture that I made. What I'm going to do is show why we need this sort of texture. Looks absolutely nothing like what you see there. I'll explain that a little bit further on in the video sets, and I won't say the hows and whys, but I suppose we can sort of go into that right now while we're here. Now obviously I'm not going to tell you how to make a static mesh, because like everything else it all depends what you want. But what I'll do with when we're in the 3D application or program as they used to be known, how to set up the UVs so we can use this sort of system. Now the one thing I want to just point out at the moment is, let's just get that back up. Now the reason why we have used this very strange looking texture, and the reason why it doesn't look like it on the mesh, I could pull up the mesh a little bit easier. You're not going to be able to see a great deal of difference here due to my fantastic texture work. No. But basically what you may be able to guess, let me just get that texture opened up as well. You may be able to notice that where I have these funny little lines, these what at the moment look sort of like pinky purpley, actually show as a sort of like grubby grimy brown colour. The sky blue sort of colour. Now on my graphics card and on this video you're not going to get to see a great deal, but that is more of a metal colour. Okay, and the dark blue bit, that really should be, if I've wrote down this correctly, you're not going to see a great deal, but that is the actual ambient occlusion map. Now I'll just have a quick look at this. Turn the red off, turn the blue. So we basically got grayscale masks here. You can see it a little bit. I don't know whether that's because of UE4 or whatever. That's a green channel, that's a red channel, and that's no channels. You can have an alpha as well, and I know it's a bit, maybe I won't say a bit much to start off with, but the main reason for this is purely so that we can use, let me get this one up again, this is why I put them in a test map, save me having to go digging Let's just open this one up, come on. Now as you can see here, we have got this lovely mesh made by the Epic guys. Really nice. It doesn't look that nice for me because my graphics settings and an old card and all the rest of it. But you can see here they've used 3 materials on different areas. Now if you switch on the UVs, you can see why. Because basically what they've been doing here is, if you read the names, Proto Floor B, Pipe Bracket ML and Hatch ML. So basically what they're doing is pretty much using Lego building blocks, reutilising the meshes that they've made on other meshes, and instead of retexturing and all the rest of it and relaying out the UVs, they've just made it into, in this case, a 3 material mesh. How that affects the performance I don't know, but that's way out of my knowledge. But one of the reasons why we're doing it this way is because we want to use the Landry main material. Now if we go here, we will come in and you get a big ball and you're like, what on earth is that? Let's go on to a square. Now you can see better the sort of UV layout or the texture that has been created for that part. Now the reason why I say that is because when you look here in the details panel, you get all these lovely little bits, rotation, but you don't know what you need that for, emissive on and off, use AO only if grime 2 isn't used yet, decal blue channel, use metal paint grime 2. What on earth are they on about? And you've got a few vector parameters, diffuse tint, grime, metal diffuse, and all these scalar parameters. You could take ages and ages digging through this, and trust me, I've spent ages, but I still don't understand all of it. But the main things that we're going to be looking at is the normal map and the paint metal edge mask. That's where a lot of the work is actually done on this material. Yeah. So basic. If I go and find, let's just drag this out a bit so you can see the names maybe a bit better. The M Landry Master material. Let's just find that. Open it up. Is it opened up? No. Sometimes you got to do it twice, and yeah, it's going to compile shaders on us. Now, if you're really feeling brave, you can make your own one of these. And trust me, this is one of the simpler materials I've found in Unreal Engine 4. So just go in here, have a quick look at the world align texture. What's that for? I haven't got a clue. Right, the ones that we're going to be dealing with eventually. Now here you've got paint 01. I take it ML will be material layer, and if you go in and ML paint master, you can actually double click on these, and let's just pull that down there, and this will actually show you how a material layer, it's not liking it because I'm recording and compiling shaders, and there we go, that's a bit better. I'm just going to zoom out here so you can't read it, you can have a look at it yourself. And that's a material layer. Now what we're going to be doing and you've got a metal material layer. I'm not going to open that. But what they're basically doing is using these paint metal edge masks to control how much of that is shown and that is shown. And it's the same here, where we look at what they've done for the grime, and they're using the red channel. Here they've used the green channel, there they used the red channel, and here you see the metal paint grime. Remember we saw that switch thing, and they're using the blue channel, which is basically where the pardon me, where they've stored the ambient occlusion map. And that all gets plugged in here, 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 there, and so you don't have to do this all the time. That's why we use what they call a material instance, which is groovy, because all we have to do is pretty much just paint this weird and wonderful texture. There we go. Now, doesn't that look fantastic? Yeah. But I'll go into another video on how we can, I won't say make them to this quality, because obviously the people at Epic have got access to software that I don't. But get you along the lines and the thinking behind it. Okay, so basically the main advantage of this system there, if you actually load up was it DM Outpost, is it 23 I think they called it, you will find lots and lots of static meshes which all look content wise very, very similar. Now the big bonus, some people will think, yeah, all done by the same artist, and the bottom line is, no, they don't have to be, because you're using this master material where all your different layers, I mean, you might want to think of these as your Photoshop layers or whatever, and all you're doing is controlling with the masks how much is actually visible. So long as what we're done with that, I didn't want to do that. There we go. So long as not that one. There we go. Again, so long as your artists, whoever they may be, especially when you're doing hobbies, indies, and whatever, you may have multiple artists in multiple regions of the globe doing assets for you, and all you have to do is turn around to them and say, right, we are going to use this one master material, and I want my, that one, there we go, and we want the masks to follow this sort of scheme. So if, say for example, let's just turn the red off. Alright, there we go. We want that to be our ambient occlusion. Smashing. And we want this sort of style. If we zoom in, it's probably come from a very, no, it's not that. Maybe we can zoom right in like that, which is a bit silly, but hey. And just move that over there. And that's the sort of wear and tear style that we want. And you want that stored in the green channel. The red channel looks like that. Yeah, whatever, however you want that made. so you get the effects that you want. It's all to do with the physics-based rendering, and I suppose in one way it aids the artist into maintaining the same sort of feel, the same sort of look to the assets all through the project or the map. In that sense, you just set up your layers in your master material and go from it from there. Now obviously you can see here there's quite a few that you could play with. I mean, there's another master material masked, interesting, another old backup. I do advise you to, if you're doing the material side, to have a look at this sort of stuff. It gives you an idea where to go. But let's get back to the main point. What I'm going to do is show how we can utilise these master materials to make content which should sort of like fit in with the Landry map, or in the future you may wish to, if Epic do a few other maps with, let's say, a Exxon master material, you could very easily take your mesh with the exact same work that you've done, where you've thought, well, okay, I don't really want it in the Landry one anymore, I want it in the Exxon, or I can't even remember the other ones, Necris style or whatever, and you just go in and make a copy of your, well, make a instance of the master material, plug in your masks like that, just plug them in and off you go. Well, masks and things, but we'll get there in the end. Okay, so that's where we're going to go. I know it was a bit of a long intro and a bit too much maybe on the material side, but yeah, this is my a test map. I just wanted something where I can actually easily pick the content, and what we're going to do is see if we can improve on this to make it look, I won't say look like that, but make it look a little bit better. Okay, so I'll cut it off there and I'll see you soon.